Shout out show! Hello nerds! We've got shout outs to do. We actually have a fair amount of shout outs. Thank you, nerds! Yeah, we've got stuff to talk about. We've got some comments to get out of the way. This is the shout out show where we do such things. So let's get into such things. All right, so we're gonna do the preface for this, the housekeeping, if you will. So when you are following me on YouTube, or if you find me somewhere else, the best way for me to know who you are, whatnot, and so forth, is for you to leave a comment on a video or on a post or whatever, because oftentimes people have, and I'm not, sweating you for it. People oftentimes have their settings set to private. So if your settings are set to private, I see the subscriber number get bigger, but I don't see who you are, so I can't thank you on these videos. So yeah, you leave a comment and do the thing. Otherwise, thank you anonymously. So there. Got you covered. But also, I don't know if you're following me on Rumble, I appreciate you, but I have no way of seeing who is following, subscribing, whatever they call it over there. And then on Twitter, I see you, but we're focusing on the YouTube, and the Rumble just kind of happens secondarily. So yeah. Thank you. These are the shout outs. We don't have any for the peripheral social medias this week. I think there might have been somebody on Instagram, but I didn't write in the notes. It's probably a bot anyway, because that's apparently a thing still. But we do have over on the main YouTube channel, we have Tony Smith. Thank you very much, nerd, for the subscription. Tony is not alone. Tony is just the only one who's public with his subscription. Over on the secondary YouTube channel, the Nerd News Clips channel, we have Abraham Lasprilla, Andres Hernandez, Manuel Patiño, Sebastian Armas, iNdisposed, Tim Tennyson, James Sunderland, Kenneth H, and Spikeitman. Thank you very much, nerds, for the follows or subscriptions, or, the things, so that I can, potentially do this as the day job and get rid of the actual day job, because I would rather spend it with you nerds. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we have for new subscribers and such. Let's talk about the shout outs for the comments. This is responding to viewer comments. First up, we're talking about the short where I basically restated the thing from the rumors section last week of Star Wars rumors that need to die. Specifically, the idea that maybe the sequel trilogy is going to get non-canonized, uncanonized, whatever. They're going to take it away from canon like it never happened. It's not, I will restate my thoughts. That's never going to happen. Favreau, assuming he's the one who does get the mantle once Kathleen Kennedy is finally ousted, will probably do a lot to avoid those movies, but he will not disavow those movies. Just not going to happen. So in that line, we have a comment from Tyler Potts. Tyler Potts says,
just remember, Palpatine killed the entire Skywalker and Solo bloodline.
Yeah, okay. I mean, sure. Theoretically, though, his bloodline's still around, and she made herself an adopted daughter to Luke because she gave herself the Skywalker name at the end of the movie, so I got nothing. Next, we get one from Thomas Lee Mullins. Thomas Lee says, I like the sequel trilogy. I'm glad they won't be erased. Well, good for you, sir. I am not one to necessarily hate on the sequel trilogy directly. I definitely have walked back my enthusiasm for The Last Jedi a number of times at this point, but that's the only one I really have major issues with. The Force Awakens was great. I really, really like The Force Awakens, and The Rise of Skywalker is sufficient. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not great as well. But still, sufficient. It's fine. It is what it is. So if you like all three movies, then more power to you, bud. I'm not trying to poop all over your party. So yeah, that's what we got on the main channel. I'm pretty sure that's everything on the main channel. Next, we're talking about some more shorts over on the Clips channel. So we have Last of Us, the Super Nerdy Hot Take, where, you know, I kind of laid out the fact that Walking Dead did it. Walking Dead did it! Yeah, so Bacon Thief says, oh no, this is, yeah, that's right. Oh, because I split it. I'm stupid. Sorry. So Bacon Thief is the guy who left the comment. Bacon Thief says, did it first doesn't necessarily mean did it better. Valid. I can understand the comment or the criticism. I meant to imply, I mean, it's hard to fit a whole bunch of nuance into a minute-long video, right? Because that's what shorts are. Minute long. And it drives me crazy. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here real quick. It drives me crazy the amount of comments that I get saying, especially because I take the suggestions from each section of the main video and turn those into shorts. So the amount of people who say, oh, what, you're not going to include a clip from the thing, or you're not going to include pictures of blah, 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 why you believe that way. No, it's a minute. Go listen to the song or watch the movie or watch the TV show that I'm suggesting, because that's the point. I'm not trying to like take away from the thing that I'm suggesting you go watch. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Or the music stuff, when we do those quick reactions for music. Like, no, it's a minute long. I'm way too verbose to do even a 10-minute video, let alone a single minute video. So let's calm down those expectations. If you're really curious as to why I don't like a thing or why I do like a thing, I usually am pretty good about verbalizing that part of it, and then you can go check out the thing that we're talking about and maybe form your own opinion and then leave a comment. Yeah? Okay, sorry. Again, tangenty. So yeah, did it first doesn't necessarily mean did it better. Again, I will agree with the criticism, but I think that The Walking Dead did it better. And the reason, now that we're in this conversation in a long form video, the reason why I think that The Walking Dead did it better isn't because they did it first, but because they did it longer. They let these issues breathe. Very literally. So The Last of Us is effectively a series of vignettes. I've made this point before, where you get about 2 to 3 episodes of a subplot that then comes to a conclusion at the end of the second or third episode, or you have one episode that is a subplot unto itself that starts and ends inside of that hour-long episode. This is very disjointed and less of quality storytelling than we get in The Walking Dead. Because all of these issues that they share, the deaf the deaf person of color character who becomes very integral to some other subplot that is playing out, or what was another one? The gay lover characters. I mean, God, Ross Marquand is an amazing actor, and he's in The Walking Dead, and I just love his freaking character. Aaron is the name of the character. All of these things have, at the very minimum, very minimum, approximately like 3 episodes to a half of a season to kind of work through nuance and see, you know, all of the elements of this story plot element, the device, I guess is where I was going with that. So yeah. The Walking Dead did it better as well because it gave these things room to breathe. We had 11 seasons of The Walking Dead, and we're going to get many, many more because we have the continuation series, those 3 continuation series we've talked about. Yeah, did it better. I'm sorry. They did it better. The Last of Us is great. I love it. I have suggested people watch it multiple times on the channel. So I'm not trying to like poop on everybody's parade, but Walking Dead did it better. I'm sorry, it's just the truth. So staying on this one, we're gonna go next to Bizmo. Bizmo says,
What do you mean by The Walking Dead did it first? Are you talking about being a zombie show or a show about characters surviving in a post-apocalyptic world? We have learned nothing from the episode of South Park called Simpsons Did It. This guy is literally that nerdy kid telling Butters, Simpsons did it!
Yeah, that was the point. Thank you for agreeing with me. There was no criticism in this. You were just calling out the obvious. So thank you, Captain Obvious, I guess. And then we have the Seaman Demon is a name that somebody decided to go with on the internet. And Seaman Demon says, this one's great, actually.
Seaman Demon says, a couple of tips. First, watch your video before you upload it so you don't call The Last of Us The Walking Dead. Kind of ruins your presentation. Second, The Walking Dead was really good, but The Last of Us isn't a zombie show. It's a story about what you would do for love. As you've never been loved, I see how you missed the point.
I love the edgelord comments because they're so much fun to take a crap all over. I just keep coming back to that metaphor, don't I? So first, I never once called in that short, never once called The Last of Us The Walking Dead. I watched it a number of times while I was editing it, watched it again after I read your comment, because maybe I missed something. It's entirely possible. Oftentimes while I'm editing, I'm half asleep because, again, one-man show. So yeah, there's that. And then your second point, The Walking Dead was really good, but Last of Us isn't a zombie show. It's a story about what you would do for love. The Walking Dead did that. The Walking Dead is also not really a zombie show. It is a show about survival and family. Very explicitly, they lay this out in many, many, many episodes. What makes up a family and what you would do for family. And family is love by many standards of the definition. So, yeah, you're not making good points. Please come back again and try later. Okay, I think that's everything. No, that's we got one more, and it's Avatar. This is the music suggestion from last week. Avatar, Dance Devil Dance, new record from Avatar. Great band. This one comes from Culprit 369. Culprit 369 says they are such an underrated band. Absolutely agree. 100% agree. I mean, I was not huge on Avatar Country, but pretty much every other record they've put out is real nice. That is the Shoutout Show, nerds. So thank you for joining me for the Shoutout Show. If you want to join in the next Shoutout Show more directly, you can get on the live chat every Friday night. You can leave a comment on a video or a short or something of that nature, or you can find me on social media. Follow me on social media because I do post things primarily to Twitter, but sometimes to Instagram and Facebook. And yeah, you can see the things going on actually before they make it into an episode, or maybe I forgot to upload a short and it made its way over to Twitter somehow. Yeah, that happens from time to time. So yeah, that's the way to interact and to get your shout out and to get on the show. Eventually, I would like to expand those things. I'm not going to go into crazy detail because Peter McKinnon says I shouldn't. But yeah, so there we go. That's the Shoutout Show. Thank you, nerds.